Good evening, Willowdale, and welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, NeighborLink North York's weekly interview series. It's Monday, November 15th, and I actually just learned before hopping on that it's National Philanthropy Day. So, to all our neighbors out there, if you're feeling philanthropic, NeighborLink North York just recently announced our end-of-year giving campaign, Neighbors Helping Neighbors November. That'll go into December. We've got a goal of raising $50,000 to continue our community development work here in Willowdale. If you're looking to help and feeling a little philanthropic tonight, you can head to neighborlink.org/donate. So, welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, where every Monday we introduce you to a new neighbor in the spirit of building a more connected community. And we ask them the tough questions like, what is the best place in Willowdale to grab breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner? Our guests this week have the answer to that question. We are joined by partners in life and partners in business, Elizabeth and Juan Carlos Evans. They're the owners of a local favorite here in the neighborhood, the Yonge Cafe and Bistro. It's located at 5000 Yonge Street. And whether you're stopping in for a quick pastry and a coffee, yummy brunch, or are there to enjoy some of their delicious lunch offerings that reflect their incredible Mexican heritage, you can feel the love that goes into their food and helps make it such a comfortable neighborhood hangout. They care so much about the community, and the community certainly cares about them, helping to ensure they survive the pandemic. We cannot wait to chat with Elizabeth and Juan Carlos. And before we do, allow me to introduce you to our host, the always effervescent Lily Chang. Hey, Lily.
Sebastian, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm getting hungry looking at that food that was on the photos there. I really should have stopped by and grabbed a late brunch at Yonge Cafe and Bistro today. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I was actually looking at the Instagram account for the
I
Young
know.
Cafe, and I just thought, oh, this is the place. This is the place. You should see their French toast pictures. It
Oh my
looks
gosh.
like perfectly done. So we'll have to have a team meeting there sometime.
Count me in, count me in. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be it's the Cheers of Willowdale, I think, where
I
everybody
think
knows your
so.
name. Yeah. Awesome. Well, you don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to them. So I'll get out of here. I'll get out of your hair. Have fun.
Thanks so much, Sebastian. And yes, we are so excited tonight to be talking to the owners of a place that people have called their home away from home here on Yonge Street. It's a bustling place, and oftentimes you could feel quite anonymous with so many skyscrapers around. But Elizabeth and Juan Carlos have built a very homey yet delicious place right in the heart of North York. And we look forward to hearing more about how this all came together. So let us give a warm welcome to Elizabeth and Juan Carlo. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Fun.
How are you?
Good.
I love your Christmas tree, and I want to thank you for bringing Christmas cheer into a very long pandemic season. I think all of us are pandemicked out. And just seeing that Christmas tree warms my heart and reminds me that we're doing a Christmas parade on Yonge Street on December 4th. So we hope that maybe you'll join us. And
Oh, for sure.
That would
yeah,
be nice.
it would be great to have you.
Absolutely.
It's a walking parade, like because it's only our second year, but we'll also have karaoke Santa to lead the way. So
Nice.
yeah, although you know what, Juan Carlo, you might make a very good, second Santa for our parade. Have to get you some white beard.
Already included.
Yes, or just dye it or paint it.
It's a
So
natural.
yeah, as I've told you, I have a small Facebook group. We have 2,000 members who are in Willowdale Neighbors Connect, and time again, people bring up Yonge Cafe and Bistro as a magical place, a place that is very warm, and they can taste the love that's put into the food. And I think that if that was your mission, you have succeeded. So I would like to go back in time to before, you became the owners of Yonge Cafe and Bistro. What were you doing in Willowdale?
Well, we used to live in Willowdale. We lived for more than 10 years there.
Literally across the street from the current cafe or Yonge Cafe and Bistro. Actually, back then, there was a different coffee shop and pastry shop. And in 2004 or so, we would go and buy our croissants there. Now we make them. So yes.
So you were presumably working other jobs. I see Juan Carlo was working in business and IT,
That's
and
right.
Elizabeth, you were working in the food industry. So what was that switch that just said, hey, like there's an opportunity. Let's, take this adventure together.
Well, we always had a passion to have to build a business. We love food. We like uh, to put something forward, and the challenge of having a pastry, a coffee shop, um, was very interesting. I was traveling a lot, and we decided that it was time for us to do something that we like.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, I think all of our experience and passion and dreams of building something in Canada kind of came together in this amazing location. Even when we moved to originally to Willowdale, we often would go around looking for a place like ours, a place to go and have brunch, and we didn't really find it, and we were usually traveling farther to try to have something like that. So we knew what we wanted, and we found the beautiful location to make this come true. And as Juan Carlos said, also being able to be more locally together as a family, so less travel, and build something for the future for our son. So that was, I think, the big motivation.
Well, there's a saying, right? Be the change. So you saw a need in the neighborhood, which was, a lack of brunch options for the community, which really is nice to have, right? On a Saturday, Sunday morning, you don't want to make breakfast. You want to have something that's a little fancier than what you can make at home. And, instead of just complaining, oh, there's no brunch place in Willowdale, you made it happen. So thank you for giving us that option in our neighborhood. And, you arrived in Canada. Have you been here for over 20 years now?
Yep.
Almost, yeah.
Did you have the dream to open a cafe when you were living in Mexico?
Actually,
No,
I would say
more a
yes.
restaurant than a
We
cafe, but became changing.
Yeah, I believe it or not, when I was graduating in our undergraduate
Actually,
studies, we're required to do a thesis, and actually, I built a business case, and Juan Carlos, being already my fiance, helped me about a coffee shop back then, and I think it was sort of the beginning of the boom of flavored coffee
yeah.
and things like that. And then we both went through our different careers, and now we've had the opportunity to bring all of that together into a real coffee shop.
Wow. So it's really a dream realized, a 20-year dream that you carried as a seed, perhaps, as your life developed here in Canada. And it's not easy, to move countries. You have, a tremendous a learning curve to establish your social network, your work experience. So I'm sure it wasn't easy, and you've likely encountered many challenges, but you kept the seed in your heart. And so, when did you see that or the space where the coffee shop was became available?
Actually, she was just walking in and she just asked.
Yeah, I mean, it is as incredible as that. We had been exploring different opportunities in the area, and at that time, I had found that there was one place for sale, and I walked into the wrong place by accident. Like literally, it was raining so much, so my glasses were all foggy. I couldn't really read my Google Map in my phone, and I walked into the wrong place. But it happened to be this coffee shop, and I asked the lady, said, I'm looking for this place. I understand this place is for sale. And she said, yeah, it's for sale. Oh, okay, perfect. And it was the different place, but it was exactly the one that we wanted. So yeah,
Wow.
kind of by accident.
The
But we
best
do,
mistake of your life.
yeah,
Well,
but we do know the area very much, very well, and we like that area a lot because it's kind of a unique spot. Because although The address is 5000 Yonge Street. It's the address of the building. But actually, the cafe has an entrance from the inside of the building. So if you're working in the building, you can come in very easily. But also on the side street, which is where the theater is, the Meridian Center of the Arts. That used to be the Toronto Center of the Arts. And it's a very quiet and more green and more peaceful type of street, right? It's not as busy with traffic. So it's beautiful for a patio. So looking into a brunch idea that has both the opportunity during the week to have, breakfast and lunch, whether you're working in the building or you live close by. And then on the weekends, it's also available because of the patio and this sort of walkable area in North York. So it was the perfect spot, to be honest.
Well, that just, gives me chills. The fact that you, on a rainy day, walked into the wrong place
Yeah.
and it turned out to be the right place. I have to say, it was meant to be, right? Like when something like that happens, you just know that it was meant to be. And how many years ago was that?
No,
2 years.
2019. So literally end of 2019, we had purchased the cafe literally at the end of 2019, and pretty much we were just a couple of months or so into operation when the pandemic hit, and then ghost town. Everybody
Wow.
went home.
Yeah.
So quite a big start.
Yeah, because especially, you were counting on the office workers in the building to be part of that, flow of traffic. And we were in lockdown by mid-March, right, of 2020.
Yeah,
So that would have been your third or fourth month of operations.
That's
that's
correct.
exactly. But
So, I
that
mean,
helps us to reach faster for the community because of the pandemic and the building being closed. We decided to open faster what was the patio and reach out, which since then has been what has
Kept
been
us the lights on.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, quite frankly, right now it's November 2021. The office building, it's pretty much empty. There are very few people that have been throughout this year and a half. So we have an amazing team that we're doing everything we can to keep. And, just like everybody, their work here is important for their livelihood. And as Juan Carlos said, last year, I believe we were coming out of lockdown first time in Toronto to be able to open up very close to Canada Day,
Yes.
literally like the last week or so of June. And the MP for Willowdale helped us to get Canada Day flags. And Juan Carlos and my family, we were all putting, flowers in our planters, and just to make it really, really beautiful to start our patio for the very first time. And we had no idea if anybody would see us, because at that time we were still waiting for the approval for an outdoor sign that would say Yonge Cafe. So we pretty much didn't really have a sign. And through the pandemic, things had taken a lot of time. But with the Canada Day signs and the flowers, people walked by and they were like, what is this? Oh, Yonge Cafe. Oh, wow. And they have many of those people that we met last summer have become more regulars from the community, and they come and many of them already meet each other and know each other and know everybody's name. And you see people walking by and say, hey, hi, how are, like they're neighbors from the same building. So it was an amazing experience because people were probably for the first time in many months last summer in 2020 coming out of their homes, and they wanted to be just outdoors because it was the safest place to be. And we made sure that the patio was inviting and had the proper distance for everybody to be very welcome and happy. So that's how it all started.
wow, what a pivot that you had to make at a critical moment in your own, establishing of your business. How did you carry each other through that as, partners?
He's the soul of the business.
And he's my rock. There is no doubt that it's been hard. And I think Juan Carlos is always very positive, very optimistic. I'm probably more realistic. But yeah, you build on each other's strengths and help on each other's weaknesses. And I think, to be honest, a lot of the amazing feedback that we've had from a lot of our customers that exactly say what you mentioned, that they are very, happy to have found a place where they can, feel so happy, and that we make different modifications to different needs. Like some families may have someone that is completely vegetarian, or others have other dietary needs, right? And we're trying to make sure that our menu is as inclusive as possible. Not only the North American Canadian traditional food, some of our Mexican heritage, both in brunch and lunch, as Sebastian mentioned, but also there's halal beef and chicken. There's vegetarian options. There's a number of things that we'll make sure that everybody that comes will find something.
Well, that is an act of love, really, because you're trying to say with your menu, you are all welcome here, and we will meet you where you're at. Whatever you need, we will try our best to meet you there. So, and I also really appreciate just your mutual admiration of each other, because I have to think that through this difficult season, you would have had to really carry each other through some of those, moments when you probably didn't know if the lights could stay on or not.
It's
Yeah.
been interesting.
To say the least. It's been hard, but yes, exactly.
But
And
there's
how,
a lot of things that help us, as you were mentioning. A lot of people from the community that you see coming and help us with word of mouth when we're going to have an event, or helping us that we are going to have a dinner. Try to do this or try to do that, and a lot of people so hard has helped us.
Yeah. Like this is probably quite unique because as a business you would regularly just have a menu, right? And whether it's during the week or weekend. But what Juan Carlos is saying is it was quite unique. We had a number of seniors in the community that have been just really incredibly supportive. And Christmas was coming last year, and people were not vaccinated, and all of these seniors were isolated in their own homes or condos in the area, and we're not going to see their families. So together in part of this making friends and talking, they said, well, what if you offered a Christmas, a Thanksgiving, for example, dinner last year, or a Christmas dinner, or a New Year's dinner? And I think it was not only important for our business, definitely, and for our team, but I think it was uniquely important for all of these members on the community that were not going to cook a whole turkey, for example, and they probably only live by themselves, but then they were able to have their traditional dinner and celebrate virtually with their families. And I think that meant a lot for them. It meant a lot for us. We worked super hard, not only 7 days a week, but even those particular holidays. And they're coming back, of course, to see us. They've come back to support us this summer, and now there's talks about, how about this year? I mean, some will fortunately be able to meet with their families, but others may still not. And so we did again Thanksgiving dinner this year. We're gonna do again Christmas and New Year's, and I think that's kind of unique, something unique that maybe as a traditional restaurant or you wouldn't necessarily think of. But this is how we support each other in the community in Willowdale, and just as a lot of these seniors have said, we're gonna keep you guys with your lights on, and that's what it means both ways.
And not only seniors, we have, for example, one
Families,
customer
yes.
that arrived having 2 weeks old.
Oh
And,
yes, a baby. We have several baby customers. Yes,
and now
that's right.
she's coming back. Now she's eating the croissants.
Yeah, she's walking now.
oh,
You're
that's
right.
so
You're right.
beautiful.
Yes.
I know also, during the holidays, you hand delivered to the seniors.
Yes.
Because that was one of the posts in our Facebook group, just
Oh wow.
how caring you guys are, and you wanted to make sure that every delivery was safe. So
Absolutely.
you personally did it yourselves. So I can only imagine just the hours and the sacrifice I'm sure, like, yeah, financially, it probably, in a cost per hour kind of calculation, it probably wouldn't have made a business sense. But
No.
in terms of being a member of a community, which you guys are, I don't think you're seen as just like a business on the street. I think you're seen as a member of our neighborhood. So
Thank you.
thank you for just the thoughtfulness that you had to take that initiative and to make great sacrifices to ensure people could, at a very difficult time, have a little bit of hope, right?
Thank you. And
It's been a long pandemic, and we had no idea. Last Christmas was so hard for most of us, not being able to be with the people we love. So I'm sure you warmed many, many hearts with all of your effort. Now, I would love to hear, your perspective about Willowdale as a community, from
It's an
just
amazing
having
community.
lived here and now, yeah, having a restaurant here.
It's an amazing community, as we've said. We've seen it grow, and it's so multicultural. It's very accepting, right, of all types of different cultures and needs, as we said. I find it a safe place, and also so inviting. I only see improvements in the infrastructure of Willowdale, but people still are very warm. It feels, although it's a big city and this is also growing, it still becomes, people smiling to each other or saying good morning or good afternoon. That courtesy, and yeah, I like it very much.
It's a place where a lot of people, I don't know, having a lot of parks, we have Latin Square, likes to walk through, walk around. That makes this area unique.
Yes, that's true. The parks, and we ourselves have had a very unique moments, right, of experiencing the outdoors, in different, not only parks, but also exactly on North Boulevard where we are, because it's kind of a quiet, green space, so people feel comfortable to just stop and say hello to each other, or we saw a mantis, remember?
Yes.
A mantis was in our planter, so we were like there taking pictures, and then some people walking were like, what are these guys doing? And then we showed them, was like, wow, a mantis, I'd never seen that. There's a lot of animals diversity as well, so it is a beautiful community. We're so blessed. We have some customers, of course, not only the babies, but we've had very young customers that have come with their parents, but sometimes we'll see them going on our sidewalk in their skateboards or their skates, and bringing friends, and just coming for something, and it's a beautiful type of experience that way. So it's not it although we're in such important traffic place like Yonge, where Yonge Cafe, we're very close, it still has that feeling for kind of a
Small
more
place.
small place.
Yeah, and it's not easy to have a mom and pop shop in this day and age, right? It's a time where the cost of living is increasing, and I'm sure rents have been increasing, and there's a lot of competition. But I think that, the love and care that you put into not just your food, but the beauty of like creating your patio space, and that, and even just the care of, extending these holiday meals, I think that's made a huge difference. And it has made people really want to collectively protect you together. Because I think, like, how I heard about Yonge Cafe is someone in our group said, hey guys, like, I think this was during the pandemic, we should support this, shop, as much as we can. And so there's a collective desire. You have, I want to call them fans, but really, I think probably the better word is family. You have customers who are like family, who see you as a staple part of their lives, and they want to make sure that you succeed. So, even though like restrictions are lifted, but it's still like not normal, right? The offices are still closed, and you guys are just constantly like pivoting to expand your menu, to expand what you see the community needs. So what would for someone who maybe they've never been to your cafe before, what would you like to say to them, like the people you'd like to invite to come and enjoy your food and your space?
Just come and try us, because sometimes, yeah, you'll be surprised as to how many things you can find. Whether it's just a coffee or pastry or tea. But then if you're around there at breakfast time, you'll be surprised of, how many delicious options. And as we said, if you have something that you like different, whether it's a gluten-free bread or different type of ham, different type of cheese, it may not be written in the menu, maybe, but because we're not a franchise in that sense, we are flexible and we can make anything anyway, as long as we have the ingredients, just ask and we can make that happen. Also, it's a quiet space. A lot of people come, and especially even now during the pandemic, if they were working from home and they felt a bit isolated, they would come by and say hello, maybe bring their laptop, work a little bit there. We have really nice Wi-Fi connection, and they're always going to feel welcome. I think that's something that they will really enjoy. And whether it's summer, you want to be in the patio, or now that it's getting a little bit chillier, we do have heaters outside. But if with heaters and jackets not enough, we have tables, indoor dining as well, to hang out and have something delicious.
I will have my next lunch meeting for sure. I can't wait. There's a question on from one of our viewers. LaPla is asking, are you looking to expand your menu with more Latin-inspired ingredients? I wonder if this is a question or a request.
Both, I think.
Yes.
Yes, the answer is definitely yes. In our weekend brunch menu, we have at least two signature dishes. One is from our Eggs Benedict selection. Besides the traditional ones like smoked salmon, Florentine, we have a spicy chorizo, which is Mexican inspired. And then we also have a Mexican chilaquiles. So for those that have visited Mexico, we have non-spicy or spicy chilaquiles made with corn tortillas and our delicious homemade sauce, chicken, or eggs. And during the week now that we're seeing a little bit more business during lunchtime, we've come back again with some of our Latin products. So, for example, tacos or Mexican bowl with all of our Mexican flavor ingredients. And I think as time goes by and there's more people coming around, we'll be bringing in more items for sure.
Oh, we can't wait, because other than a great brunch place, another thing I think we are missing is a good, enchilada Mexican place. So if you could hybrid that, we would love to have that in our community.
You know what, we before the pandemic, and of course we were operating for only like a couple of months or so, but we had already introduced Taco Tuesday or Mexican Food Tuesday. We were just hoping to see a little bit more people back in the office building or in the buildings around us to kind of bring it back, because then it would be a great opportunity to bring back Taco Tuesday, which is sort of a Mexican Day Tuesday. Chicken fajitas, as you say, enchiladas, tacos, fish tacos, a lot of different things, which are delicious. So, yeah, it's coming.
We have a Facebook group with 2,000 members in it. You tell me when you're launching a day, and we will that we will support it for sure.
Totally. It's a deal.
So, I wanted to ask, I'm sure you're so busy. Do you get a chance to eat at other places on Yonge Street?
Sometimes.
Occasionally, but it is true. It's been very busy, fortunately, this patio season in brunch time. But we do like a lot of different places. We like sushi.
Our little one.
Our little one, yeah, we're blessed that since he was little, he was not a picky eater. He ate everything, so he loves sushi. And sometimes, yeah, we do go out and
There's a couple of places that we can walk around.
yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of sushi places in Yonge that are amazing. So definitely.
This is true. This is true. And what would you say would be your sweetest memory so far in the establishing of your business?
Oh, there's many.
There's many, but I do believe that kind of opening for the first time our patio with the lockdown, sort of opening up with the support from our MP in Willowdale for Canada Day flags that brought this color and happiness,
Mm.
and meeting a lot of different new people that we had never seen in the community, because again our only business experience those last couple of months had only been
Inside.
from inside the building. And these were people that actually live just a few steps from us. So I have a very dear friend who has two girls. And they came, and they playing frisbee in our sidewalk, and they were excited and cheering for us opening the cafe. And we've known each other since both our kids were born. So this is sort of again expanding this experience to our friends and neighbors. So it's been beautiful.
Hmm. We'll have to pass your word of thanks to Ali Asasi. I'm sure, yeah, you will be happy to hear that. I can just picture that moment, opening for the first time after this lockdown, and you probably were holding your breath, right? To think like, oh, is this going to work? What if
Yep.
it doesn't? Like, and then just the flags to bring that festive feeling, to create that warmth, and then when you opened, there were people there.
Yeah, people started to
Yeah.
come by, and it's
People
like,
were
what's
waiting,
going on?
right?
We didn't have decals at that moment. One of our staff members drew all the signs in the window for us.
Yeah, because at that
Oh,
moment we were still waiting for the
wow.
permits for our outdoor sign, and we didn't have all the graphics that we have now in your pictures. So exactly,
Right.
one of our staff, with one of those white markers, helped us draw the logo and things in our windows.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. What
yeah, wow.
support you had. Oh my goodness.
It was a whole day.
Yeah, beautiful.
And probably even more welcoming to see all that handmade design, right? Because designed from the heart.
Something that's also been fun. I was just thinking of another memory. We did a lot of different times we were taking pictures or had a photographer come by. So we had all of these food or all of these coffees, etc. And then some of our regular customers would show up. It was like, what's happening? And then they would see what was happening with the pictures, and then later hang out and get a chance to try everything. We had so much food, and yeah, those fun moments, right?
Aw.
You're getting the premiere tasting of
When we were designing
different
what where we're going to put in the menu, we try a lot of things to select a couple of things, so we have a lot of things to try.
yeah. And you know what, actually some of our regular customers have taken food off their own plates, and some of those pictures are the ones that we have in our menu or on our website. So yeah.
Oh. So it really is your family. Your customers are your family, supporting your business, rooting for you. And I think that anyone watching this interview will also be rooting for you, because
Thank you.
we want a gem like this to stay with
Thank
us and to have our chance to bring our families and enjoy not only great brunch, but also Mexican food. That's a win-win for us. So.
And you know what? Birthdays, something has been unique. We have had a lot of our customers come and celebrate their birthday. And to me, that is a huge honor that you select a place either that you have never been to before, or that because you've been there before, to be the place to go on a birthday. That's kind of a unique occasion. It's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
that's very special for us. So, yeah.
Aw. And who makes the recipes? Who designed?
No,
A combination.
no, it's a teamwork. It's a combination, and not only us.
Us, we have
We have
some amazing staff that has
yes,
helped us design all that.
extraordinary. And I think we totally encourage a number of things. One, the creativity of our staff, constant feedback, and they have a passion for improvement. We're very careful with our team recruiting because that spirit is unique. To really love what you do and to help each other grow, it's important, and that shows in the creativity of the food. The other thing that's very important for us is we are supported local, whether it is from the office building that comes and has food from us, or from all the Willowdale community. When we are sourcing our own ingredients, we are very careful as well. We want to support local, right? So, for example, our coffee is made at a local roaster of extremely high quality, and it's here in Toronto, right? We looked for Canadian grown tomatoes. All of these things are important so that you don't only bring the fresh ingredients, but you're also supporting the Canadian community. That's what we
Mhm.
need to get the economy going. And our staff is also careful to include in make sure that when we're doing the recipes, because we have hot food specials lunch every day that change. We have both the items that are there every day, like chili or your sandwiches, etc. They're going to be there for you every day, but during lunchtime or dinner time, we also have items
Different
that
things.
change. So when you're developing those recipes, we want to make sure we include all of those ingredients and freshness.
Hmm. Well, whenever you have specials, feel free to drop in our Facebook group and let us know so that we can come and enjoy them. And one of our viewers, Mauricio Magia, said that he was there on your Canada Day opening. So,
Mauricio,
Wow.
yeah.
yeah,
Mauricio.
clearly it was a
Wow.
memorable day, not just for you, but also he remembers that day very well as well. So,
Thank you.
yeah, it's great. Well, it's been such a great time to chat with you. So we always close our show with what we call the Willowdale Rapid Fire Round, and it's just some quick questions to get your impression of Willowdale, a community that we all share together. So I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I'm still going to ask it. What is your favorite spot to hang out in Willowdale?
I know a good coffee shop.
I love the coffee shop too. I've actually told my son, "Hey, let's go and have a brunch at a really nice coffee shop," and he's like, "Oh yeah, 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 ours, Yonge Cafe Bistro."
Well, yeah, it's if you believe in what you're selling, that's the best sign, right?
Okay.
So, other than Young Cafe and Bistro, what is your favorite place to eat?
At the
The
sushi,
sushi.
there's a lot of sushi places. Not one unique because we like several and we like to
Mhm.
try different things. There's a lot of nice sushi places all along that area.
Hmm. And what do you think sets Willowdale apart from other neighborhoods?
The community.
Hmm.
Yeah, and as you said, it's still a place that, although it's growing, it looks like it's growing, renovating and improving safety and the looks, but also it's still nice to calm enough to walk around and enjoy the green area, and there are parks, and there's some statues. There's different nice, very and historic places, like the Gibson House. All of these beautiful, unique places are preserved in Willowdale.
Yes, I too appreciate it's a walkable community. And I think Willowdale has so many kind and generous people who you reflect that, but you also have seen it in the support that you've received from the neighborhood. And at Neighbor Link North York, we have just started a monthly food bank, and we have also just seen the generosity and the kindness of the neighborhood. So we're all very lucky to live in Willowdale. What do you think has changed in Willowdale over the years that you've lived here?
More buildings. It's well, they have a lot of renovation in the plazas, a lot of buildings, much more buildings.
Yeah, and but I do believe also there's been the effort to preserve the historic part, which is very important.
Mhm.
Um, there's something that I would like to see that would continue to improve. I'd say in the last few years, I've seen more people that are homeless, and that breaks my heart, to be honest. And so the more we can do to improve that, it's good. We
Mhm.
made sure that actually some of our customers in Christmas purchased several meals for people that were homeless,
Mhm.
and we gave them a card. These people came, and we were very grateful to be able to have the opportunity to have them. A Christmas meal, but also we ourselves made sure that we matched those donations and support people that needed that.
Yes, I think homelessness has increased across Toronto, so it's not unique to Willowdale,
Yeah.
but definitely we have seen it. And I also know, actually, here's, I think, a little story that happened. So someone bought a meal, I think it was a Thanksgiving meal this past Thanksgiving for Wayne, who, as you know, is the homeless gentleman who lives
Yes.
very close to your shop. And she couldn't find him. So she posted in our Facebook group, I'm looking for
Oh,
Wayne. And somebody then replied, I just walked by him. Let me go back and tell him. And this woman wanted to tell Wayne that she'd gotten a ticket for him to get a Thanksgiving dinner from you guys. So, and it just happened in my Facebook group that they were able to make that connection
that's
Amazing.
amazing.
time.
That
So
is one of the people that I was thinking when I was mentioning this.
Amazing,
That is
yes.
exactly one.
yeah,
Yes.
and he, you know what, he's also a gem of Willowdale. He's I just bought one of his keychains last week. And he's actually we've invited him to have a table to sell them at our Christmas parade and market. So
That's amazing.
yeah, so he can also be so anyone who is looking for, a nice Christmas present, maybe to give to your friends. I did tell Wayne to increase his prices a little bit because I think they're worth a lot. He puts a lot of effort and handiwork into them. But I hope that people will come out and support him on December 4th. And my last question, and we've kind of talked about some memories, but what is your most memorable Willowdale moment?
Ah, having Sean's pictures.
Yeah, I'd say when my son was about to be born, my sister and my brother-in-law came with us to the Gibson House area. And we walked and took a lot of pictures there. They have some beautiful sculptures, and those have been captured as unique moments that we have in our home. Yeah, and my son was born right in Willowdale, so yeah.
Aw. Well, thank you so much for planting your family and your dreams and your love here in our neighborhood. We are grateful for what you do, and we hope that your business will continue to grow and to thrive. And whatever way that we can support, please let us know.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Very nice chatting with you, Elizabeth and Juan Carlos.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. Nice to meet you and hope to see you soon.
Yes, yes.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Juan Carlos. And thank you to everyone for joining us for this installment of Meet Your Neighbor. I think when Lily and I talked about doing this show back in June, this was exactly the reason why, was to share the stories of Willowdalers and business owners and neighbors who are doing incredible things. And it's clear that, like we've said, there's so much love, but there are certainly unsung heroes in this neighborhood, and both of you are shining examples. And just seeing just the both of you radiate through the screen is you can tell that love goes into your business and the foods that you make. So thank you for what you do. And
And sorry, and the love they have for each other.
yes.
Because you
Yeah.
know what? Having a marriage is not easy. Having a business is not easy. Having a marriage and a business. And look, at the love they. I just think you could probably do a marriage workshop, like as a side.
100%. And so
Thank you.
thank you for sharing that with us tonight, and thank you to everyone for joining us, and for everyone who's been with us as we do Meet Your Neighbor each week. And we've got a lot of things cooking, so head to neighborlink.org. You can explore everything that's going on. Whether you want to sponsor a Christmas hamper for a family this holiday season, you can sign up to be a vendor at the Christmas market on December 4th, or just register to come walk and join us in the parade and sing along with Santa. So to all of you in Willowdale, we'll see you next time, same place, new neighbor. Next week, we will be joined by Nick D'Amico from the Anne Marie D'Amico Foundation. We'll be talking about the Turtle Project, their fundraiser to support the North York Women's Shelter. It's going to be a great discussion. And until then, good night, North York. Go out and you have a wonderful week. And, you got to start the week off with a full tummy. So I know where all of us are going tomorrow. So see you at Yonge Cafe and Bistro, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night.
Night.